Hey guys, welcome to lesson 11. So I've been talking a little bit about programming and what it takes to be a good programmer. And programming is so much more about just having a knowledge of a programming language. So that's why I'm trying to bring different ideas into this course that are equally as important. Like when I talk about TDD or when I have you guys put everything on GitHub, that version control is an absolutely essential skill to have in working in the industry. And this is another thing, Agile. So Agile is an idea or a set of ideas about how to develop software. And it's pretty common in the industry. You'll very frequently see on job recs that people want you to have a little bit of experience with it. So I'm going to try and give you a sort of an overview of what it is, at least you can get through an interview. So the idea behind Agile is that it's iterative. I think I'm going to try and do a sticky note so I can write the most important words here. Okay, iterative. That means you go around in little circles like this. This is the old way of doing it, waterfall. So the idea here is that first you gather requirements and you spend a whole months and months doing that. Then you do your design implementation. This is where you actually do the programming part. And then you verify and you verify at the very end. The idea of Agile is that those things are done in cycles, in teeny tiny little cycles over and over. So you do a whole bunch of them. A sprint is an agile little short piece of work. A sprint could be 1 week or 2 weeks. And so you're doing the plan, you're doing the analysis, the design, the test and code all in a week. And then you get to give that to the customer. It's an immensely powerful idea. And the thing about it is, where's my sticky gone, is that you get rapid feedback. I could go on and on about the amount of code that I've written that didn't actually get used over the course of my career. I want to make this bigger. Can you be bigger? I'm not going to push my luck. All right, so come back here. Rapid feedback. That means that the customer is able to use your software as soon as possible because nobody knows right up front what they want. So you develop a little piece of code, you give it to the customer, you have them test it out, and then you gather requirements again in these cycles. So you go round and round. And that's the kind of idea of how iterative development works. And the main thing that it gives you is something that's closer to what the customer wants. And you can save a lot of money and time and energy that way. But in order to get there, you have to write your code in a way that's responsive to change. So some of the practices that we've been doing, like TDD, like refactoring, those are to make your code robust so that you can change it at any time. So say the customer comes in with a new idea, then you have your tests to back you up when you change your code, when you break things, so you feel a lot more confident because of your tests. And then we have other things like we have continuous integration. That means that you have a server building your code all the time, so there's a live version so that all the new code gets in there real quick. Means it's continually integrated. So instead of having to wait for a build, the customer can see what's going on all the time. That's a technical concept. Okay, so I could go on and on about this stuff. It really has been so useful for me over the years. But I want to specifically talk about the overarching ideas, and where Agile came from is this thing called the Agile Manifesto. It's just a kind of a general set of ideas. They're here. So better ways of developing software. Individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Working software over comprehensive documentation. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Responding to change over following a plan. Okay, so this is saying that the things on the left are better than the things on the right. They are more important. It's not saying that we don't want to take care of to what tools we want, or we don't want to make sure we're covered by contract if we need to be. We can make plans. It's just that we are prioritizing responding to change over following a plan. That's an immensely powerful thing when it comes to software. All right, so then on top of the Agile Manifesto, we go a level down into the 12 principles of Agile software. And this is what I want you guys to read and try and digest a little bit of it. These are the 12 principles behind the Agile Manifesto. I'm going to give you time to read them by yourself and pick one that you like. And just these ideas are so essential to software. Building software is different to building other things like a house where you want to have a plan and everything is predictable and you've built a million houses that are the same as each other. Software is different and it needs to be treated differently. If you can keep it in your mind to get your code out to the customer as soon as possible all the time, then you're going to be far more valuable. Okay, so one thing that you can do that's related to Agile, and you can start right away, is doing your task management in an Agile way. So this is what I use to track my work. It's super easy and works great. It's called Trello. Let's go to the home page. This is a board that I was using for organizing a conference. I'm already in here. You guys will be outside and you can use your Google account to make an account on Trello. So usually when I start a new project, you come over here and you make a new board, create board. I'm going to call this Java 2. And then it's going to open, this is the board. So I want to put in an Agile form 3 lanes. Those 3 lanes are to do, in progress, doing, and done. Okay, these are the headers of my lanes, and then I can add cards underneath. Okay, so what you would have in here would be little tasks, and then you can grab these and you can move them across. Because this is Agile, you always want to prioritize your tasks in terms of business value. So you want to work on the thing that is the most valuable to the customer first. And then you want to make sure also to keep your work in progress to a minimum. So don't have a bunch of stuff here. Try and get to done on each task as soon as possible. So you go into in progress and then you go to done, and that's when it's finished. And that's when it's delivered to the customer. Okay, that's a quick overview of Trello. I'm going to be using it in the next step. Looking forward to hearing your ideas on the Agile principles. Okay, see you later.